Yeah, actually, maybe I won't do that.
I mean, people have eaten on the pod before, you know? Like, you know. People have
I got
eaten
LaCroix.
before. Yeah.
I got Mott's fruit snacks.
You call it LaCroix?
LaCroix? LaCroix? What do you call it?
I call it LaCroix, but I've heard people call it LaCroix.
And
I know. That's like, who calls it LaCroix though?
People who want to sound like they know French.
That shit's whack. Whoever calls it LaCroix can get fucked. Whoever calls it LaCroix could get fucked. Yo, if you're out there calling LaCroix, fuck you, bitch. Yo, if you're out there calling LaCroix, fuck you. Little bitch. Is it? Are we gonna get in trouble for this?
I mean, you know, might not start the YouTube with that part, but yeah, no one's in charge of me, baby. This is my joint.
Hell yeah.
No notes.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anybody's shit. Wait,
yeah,
so
dog.
This goes on
talk your talk, dog. We got Carmen Christopher in the building. No rules, no holds barred, uncensored, uncorked, unhinged.
And I'm coming in hot.
If you're
calling LaCroix, fuck you.
Whoo! That's nuts, dog.
I don't want to hear anybody call LaCroix. That's dumbass. I'm sick of this shit. But like, who do we know?
Okay.
Who do we know? Let's put them on blast.
Right.
Anybody we know, who do we think calls LaCroix?
Okay. I don't know. I could see Will doing it as a bit.
Oh yeah.
I could see Will doing it as a bit.
I could see him knowing that it's a bit and being funny. Yeah. Okay.
I can see him immediately saying, but who calls it that? And then everybody been like, this guy's hilarious.
Shout out to Will.
Carmen, you are from where?
Chicago. Born in Ravenswood Hospital, north side of the city. Grew up there.
So, for real, Chicago.
Yeah, not like
address
Chicago.
said Chicago.
Foster and Western is the intersection. Like, you could look it up on a map. That is hardcore Chicago. Not hardcore, but
hardcore Chicago.
Growing up, it was like, you know, not a great neighborhood.
Okay.
But now it's like kids I did improv with are buying 2 flats there. It's like changed completely.
Okay.
Like, we basically moved away because like it was like, well, first off, I was living with my mom, my brother.
Okay.
My dad was there before they got divorced, and then my sister was there. But then we lived with my grandparents. They were underneath. And then,
what do you mean they were underneath? You kept your grandparents in the basement?
No. They were in the. They were on the first. So that we had 2 buildings. Right?
Okay.
On the top floor was my family.
Mm-hmm.
Below us was like Uncle Jesse and Aunt Rosa and their kid.
You had an Uncle Jesse? While Full House was on?
Isn't that wild? But guess what? They weren't even blood. We just called them Uncle and Aunt because they were there.
Okay.
And then in the building next to us, first floor, Grandma, Grandpa. Top floor, Uncle Artie, Aunt Shelby, 3 cousins. So we were like, and we shared like a backyard that was like this size. It was tiny.
Oh, that's crazy.
But it was like fun.
Right.
You know?
Because it's multiple people in this, but everybody knows everybody.
Everybody knows everybody, and like, it's just like fun because like me and my brother fought, so then I had my cousins. I could like, chill with my cousins. You just grow up around a bunch of people, so I think it naturally makes you like. I was shy in the house. People thought I would like. My family thought I was shy. So then when I went to school, and like teachers would be like, "He's the class clown," my family would be like confused they'd be like, "What? He's like so shy around us."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so you would come alive when you got to school.
When I got to school, I was like bullying people and like, and then like, I didn't know, but I was smaller than everybody, and I didn't know that I was bullying people.
Okay.
My brother bullied me, so I thought that was a way of showing like love. You know what I mean? Like I thought that the way to connect with people was to like push them. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know.
Okay.
I was stupid, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, but then I got my ass beat a few times, and then I was like, oh, I thought I was being funny. And then and then I had to get smart and like do jokes. Because I was like, I can't beat people up. I'm smaller than everybody. I was getting my ass beat.
So you saw the power of funny, but also the curse of making fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And so then...
Oh, I've gotten punched in the face a lot.
Punched in the face?
Yeah. Have you? You never got punched
I've
in
never
the face?
gotten punched in the face.
I had to. I had to, like, I had
like
to get...
full face? No.
Yeah.
Like, attempts have been made.
Yeah, and you
know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've been grazed in the cheek, but I haven't been punched in the face.
Oh, yeah, I got my ass beat a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like, I'm not like, oh, like I think I needed that because I didn't know how to, I didn't know how to like communicate without, like, you know what I mean? I didn't know what lines were. I didn't know what boundaries were. So it's good that it happened when I was young. And
so you was Johnny Knoxville out there.
For sure. Steve-O.
I'm Carmen, and this is sledding with your butt out.
Wait, that sounds good.
Yeah.
You might need to add that to the set. You might need to add that to the hour. Yeah, I didn't know if I was supposed to get all personal like that. I got my ass beat a bunch.
Dude, you can get as personal as you want to get.
But
or you could also
like
be as unpersonal.
Yeah.
I honestly think as long as it's interesting or funny, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Like, you could tell someone else's story, and then at the end it'd be like, dang, that was Mark Twain's story? That wasn't even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people would be like, yo, that's wild.
Yeah. I'm listening to an audiobook right now. I'm listening to, what's the dude from Succession? Logan Roy's character. I can't even remember his fucking
Rupert
name.
Murdoch?
No. That's Mr. Fox. Yeah, Rupert Murdoch. But what's his real name? The fuck is his name? Brian Cox. I'm listening to his audiobook, and it's just like stories about old. He's like so old.
Yeah.
And he's just telling stories about, like, he's from Scotland, and he's telling stories about like old actors and like, you know, like working on like Lawrence of Arabia, like, or working with the actors from, and I'm just like,
what?
He's not in that, but he worked with somebody that was on it. And then I'm just
out here name dropping Lawrence of Arabia people.
Just like he's like talking about like doing Moby Dick, and I'm like, God damn, this guy's
Moby
old.
Dick. Yeah, you got to be old for them to be like, hey, you know what the people need?
Yeah,
a Moby Dick movie.
I know. So, but it would be funny if I started talking like telling his stories, because it would be boring. The only reason I'm listening to it is because I'm like, this guy is like one of the best actors. Do you appreciate good acting?
I appreciate good acting.
I love good acting.
It's a new appreciation.
Oh, interesting.
I think before I just appreciated the spectacle and the acting was like secondary. But now I can appreciate a good performance. I can also appreciate an actor in a scene with someone who's doing a good performance.
Absolutely.
And like not getting in their way.
What do you think changed? Is it because you've been performing more on television or things like that? Right.
Or things like that is how I would describe it.
And then did you watch yourself on screen and be like, oh, this, like, how do you perceive yourself when you see yourself on screen as an actor?
Oh man, I got away with another one.
Dude.
Oh man, someone really is not paying attention right now.
That's so
they
funny.
let another one loose.
Well, I think that's the thing, is like, by doing more acting and like doing more auditions, like I try to like
it, dog.
I try
talk about it. My man's a thespian.
Let's go.
The Bear. Heard of it?
But I'll like do an audition and I'll be like, that felt good. And then you know what I'll do? Like, it's kind of masochistic, but I'll like watch it back the next day though.
Oh.
The next day, so you give yourself some space for it, and then you watch it and you're like, that shit's so weak.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, how like to be a good actor is actually so hard.
Right.
Like people like think it's like especially we have a lot of stand-up friends who are like dabble in it, and it's like it's such a like there's no like shortcuts. You can't fake the funk. Like it's all on screen. Like
it's all on screen.
Yeah, it's so hard to get your place to a place where you're like you're hyped, where you're like if you have to be sad or emotional, and then to make it look real.
Right.
It's just so hard. Like I could always make it. I feel like I'm at a point now where I can make it look real, but I'm trying to get to the point where it's like there's a layer of emotion on it too, and that's hard. That's like that shit's because I'm a guy and we're closed off, bro.
Right. Right. Mr. T made it look easy. Mr. T made it look like, dude, if you got a good enough look, you could just jump in there. They'll write it for you. You know, I pity the fool. Boom. Give me a check. You know what I mean?
Like, who's our modern day Mr. T? Like, who is Mr. T now?
Who is Mr. T now? I feel like part of the trick is not letting you know. Like, Mr. T would kind of let you know, like, yo, I'm Mr. T all day long.
For sure.
But I feel like the trick now is don't let them know that you really just Mr. T.
Yeah. I mean, you could say that. I mean, it's not even The Rock. The Rock is like a little bit above that. Maybe.
The Rock is like a faux Mr. T. Like he put the Mr. T on just to get in the door, and then was like, actually, I should have been here the whole time. Yeah, and it was like, oh, whoa, he can do that. Yeah, that's crazy.
And now he's gonna be the president one day.
Honestly, I'm here for it.
Honestly,
save us.
It might not be that.
Save
bad.
us. You saved the people of San Andreas. You know, you saved. The people in the Fast and the Furious franchise, you saved that girl that lost that tooth one time. You know what I'm saying? Dog, save us. We need you. Dwayne. President Dwayne would sound so fire. Like, come on. We need you. You already got a TV show about your past. Mm-hmm. That's kind of step one. Well, normally it's like do a book, a tell-all book. Mm-hmm. But he went and was like, forget the tell-all book. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do a tell-all sitcom.
Yeah. And I think, if I remember correctly, the first scene of that television show is him being interviewed by an Oprah-like figure about why he's running for president.
Are you serious?
That's the first scene.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's like a Barbara Walters type interview. But like I read the pilot before, like they tried to get Oprah for that role. Obviously she said no. And so I forgot who they got, but it is like Oprah.
It's not obvious.
Yeah. It's not obvious?
It's not obvious.
I can't see Oprah being like, I want to be in this shit.
They couldn't afford Oprah.
How come why do you think Oprah has never had a child?
Why do I think Oprah's never had a child? Because I don't think Oprah wanted a child. Uh-huh.
Interesting. Maybe then I was telling my friend they having a kid. I was at their baby shower, and in their card I wrote, what you're doing is very courageous. Even Oprah doesn't have the balls to have a kid. I wrote that in the card. It's kind of funny.
It is funny.
It's all right.
Unless it gets back to Oprah. Then you're in big trouble, bucko.
I don't think me and Oprah, trouble. There's a good chance that me and Oprah will never cross paths.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I just think if I
Oprah
saw her,
has a network.
Yeah.
One day you might be on the own network. They might have a premiere party. Now Oprah's there.
Yeah. But I think that she has a good sense of humor. I think she would think that was funny.
Nah. Not about that. You said you learn lines. Oprah gonna come punch you in the face. It's gonna be your last punch in the face.
Oh my God.
But it's gonna skyrocket you to stardom. Cause if you the dude that Oprah steals on, you'll be famous forever.
Yeah.
It'll be a wrap. Like you won't have to worry. Like
if Oprah punched me in the face, I'd be so good.
Like the last thing Oprah would want to do is punch a comedian in the face. Mm-hmm.
I guess if Oprah punched me in the face, I'd have to lawyer up and be like, let's settle out of court. I don't need much. 20 mil.
Right. Like, you think Oprah lawyers haven't heard that before? They'll have them headed thinking they going to jail. Yeah. You think you gonna go to Oprah's lawyers with the settle? No, you gotta make Oprah's legal team think you serious business. Yeah. You gotta go down to Texas and get the hamburger people that she beat in the 90s and say that they on your dream team. Like if you want to really
wait, I don't know the hamburger thing.
So okay, Oprah said when she found out how hamburgers made, she don't think she gonna ever eat another hamburger again. Right?
Okay.
Hamburger market starts to plummet.
Really?
Women in this country like, yeah, we off hamburgers.
Wow, she's
people
powerful.
Starting to shake in their boots. Texas. Big cow farm, they like, we've had enough of this.
Wow.
We about to sue Oprah.
Yo, I feel like you have the most, like you have, like, a really wide knowledge of, like, random-ass facts.
Hey, dog, it's not random when you put it all together. Then it's just facts.
Yeah, but I'm just picking this up. I've noticed this recently because I'm watching you do your podcast.
Okay.
Multiple podcasts, and I'm like, Rob just pulls shit. And I'm like, what are you reading? Like, what are you?
Oh man, like, whatever crosses my lap.
Are you doing like news like topics? Are you doing books? What are you doing?
Sometimes I will like go through the weeds. Discovery. TikTok has been beautiful because they just been throwing stuff at me,
bro.
And it's been like, oh man. I forgot about that. And then it's like, oh man, I never made that connection. Oh man, but what about this? I'm heavy in the comments on TikTok. I'm like
really
trying to like steer it a little bit. Yeah.
I love that. Yo, you want to see how lit my TikTok is? I'm gonna hold it up to the camera.
We got one rule on this podcast. We can't look anything up. Right, I don't know if that counts. No, you can pull it up.
No, I'll just tell you what it was.
You can pull it up if you want, but I'm just letting you know. I don't really know where the line draws as far as like what is looking up for discovery and what is like showing something for a reference, but I'm just letting you know.
No, because once you bring out the phone, it's toxic.
I have no way of enforcing these rules. I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm not going to punch you in the face, near the face. There's really no penalty for this rule.
We're on the podcast. We should focus on staying anytime you get an opportunity to not be on your phone, you should not be on your phone. So I'm just going to try to explain it because it actually might be more interesting if I explain it.
Okay.
My TikTok feed, I was scrolling yesterday. Mm-hmm. It was Cedric Entertainer dancer. There is T. Morat at a game dancing. Ja Morant dancing. There was Stone Cold Steve Austin getting up on a table, chugging a beer.
What?
Yeah, there's at a bar. There's somebody.
Oh, these are different videos.
I'm like, this is my feed.
Oh, I thought this was one video. I was like, why didn't I not see Cedric the Entertainer, T. Morant, Ja Morant, and Stone Cold hanging out, and Stone Cold gets on the bar? That's what I'm picturing.
Right. Well, I mean, maybe I'll edit that together and be like, this is my video. But it's insane. And then it's like a little man, like a short person, like a small person, dancing.
You try to say it every possible way.
Every possible way.
A little man, a short man, a small person. Okay. All right.
And then it's just like... And then somebody getting their ass beat on an airplane. I'm like,
okay.
And then a ton of celebrities at the Lakers games, like the Kardashians and Bad Bunny. And I'm like, what is this is your algorithm is who you are, but it's I don't dance that much. You know what I mean?
A lot of it that shows you how much dancing's out there.
It's a
whole world out there boogieing that it even seeps into your algorithm.
I know.
I'm not even looking for the dancing, but it just comes eventually in your way. See, the problem with my algorithm is I don't tell it stuff, but it just finds what I watch, right? I didn't give it any, these are my interests. I didn't give it any of the like, hey, you know, this is what I'm into, because I'm like, I'm going to start this thing new.
Yeah.
And it figured out what I watched the longest, and it sends me that. It doesn't listen to what I say. It watches what I do. And that's a little scary.
That's basically the same for me.
Right.
The exact same.
Right.
But like, so the thing that I was watching a lot was like a guy walking down a highway with a bat, just like hitting cars.
Okay.
Shit like that. And then I was like, yo, every time I open up TikTok, it's somebody just getting like clubbed in the face.
Wait. Dude with the bat, what did he have on? What was the weather like?
He was like, he had a rat tail.
Rat tail.
Like a black leather vest.
Okay.
Looked sunny, it looked nice out. And he was just going up to it looked like
he dressed like Roger from Doug.
I don't know who Roger from Doug is. I don't know.
Okay.
I gotta think.
All right, sure.
The bad guy from Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know. So
dog, you playing? I know you know about Doug. You playing?
I know Doug, but I can't. I can't remember. I know what the bad guy looks like. He's got red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But he was just running up on cars and hitting them, and I was like, "This is like out of a movie. This is like crazy. Just like hitting random cars, no rhyme or reason."
Right.
And
knocking off mirrors,
just hitting the side of the car. It's like, how could I not watch this?
Yeah.
How do I
aluminum bat, wood bat?
Aluminum?
Okay.
Maybe wood.
Ooh.
I can't remember.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds, I would stop and watch that.
Yeah, but see, that's what I do is I watch those, and then I'm like, I feel like I'm getting like it's doing something to my brain chemistry where I'm like, I picked my girlfriend.
It makes you go to bat shopping. You went to Dick's and was like, yo, where the bats that I could do damage in this parking lot?
No, I was like, I picked my girlfriend up from the airport, and she like, there was this dude, like an older man with like a USC hat, like preppy looking, and I'm like looking for her, and I'm like pulling over, and he's like, and I was like, the way he was like so confidently like telling me to get out of the way was like, I was like, this guy must work here. And then I like pull up because I see her, and I just like pull up in front of him. She gets in, and then I roll my window down, and I'm like, hey man, you got a problem? And he's like, I cut him off guard. He's like, excuse me? I'm like, yeah, you're telling me to like go. I'm picking up my girlfriend. And I was like loud, kind of like confrontational.
Yeah.
And then
and
then he was like and then he was like, and then he was like, he goes like this, he goes, and then like that, and then some woman in the background, because I was like loud,
right,
and like he was like, some woman in the background was like, it's not worth it to him, and I was like, wow, I must be coming off like this is how it starts, aggressive, and then like,
what was on the radio? What was on the radio? Because if you roll down the window and you like,
yeah.
Hey, you got a problem? Yeah. I bet his tone and everything be a little different, you know?
Well, you know, it was also one of those things. I had a hat on, and you know, you could like kind of jack the hat up a little bit, like you know how Memphis Bleak used to wear it. Look a little bit scarier. I definitely think I did that. But my girlfriend was just laughing at me. Like, we drove away, and she was like, she thought it was funny because she hadn't seen me in like a month, and I was like heated, and she was just like but I think she liked that I said like, I'm picking up my girlfriend, and she like, found it endearing. So I think she was like charmed by that.
I hate that when people don't work at a place, and then they feel like they could just like help, like they could just do stuff there. Like, if I'm at the airport, you got on USC gear, you don't got nothing reflective on.
Yeah.
No badge.
Nothing.
No badge, no reflective. I respect reflective. I respect, you know what I'm saying? Green, orange, mesh. I respect that.
For sure.
I respect the badge.
For sure.
I respect the funky hat like a sailor, whether that's bus hat, police hat, whatever. Yeah. I respect the crease in your pants. If you out here, you got on a USC polo, USC hat, and you waving me, some khakis. and I roll down the window, and I'm like, hey, you got a problem? It don't matter what I'm playing on the radio, dog. You got an answer to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it was fucked up. I was pissed. Fuck. Yo, I've been listening to the radio out here though.
Yeah.
Power 106, some classic rock shit.
Okay.
Some rock shit.
Okay.
All types of stations out here, and it's like refreshing to just throw the radio on and not like be like, what do I want to? Let me listen to the Lil Yachty album for the 38th time.
Oh yeah.
I listen
I do
to the
mess
same
with
shit.
the Yachty. Yeah.
What's your favorite track on Yachty?
I don't even know. I don't listen to it
Like that
track by track. I listen to the whole thing as a thing, so I don't even know.
It's a piece of work. Say something. I like Say Something. I think there's like 4 tracks in a row.
First time I heard it, I was with Shonic, this comic out of Atlanta. Shout out to Shonic.
What up, Shonic?
And we was listening to it, and I was just like, man, I want to do a show where the audience sounds like this.
Where the audience?
Yeah.
When they're laughing?
Yeah.
You know, this is my whole pre-show playlist for my hour. It's Lil Yachty. I have them in order of like, set the tone.
Okay.
Lil Yachty.
Carmen, you in a whole world that I'm not even like, how would you describe what you do?
Man, this is a really hard question. I actually was just talking to a friend.
Okay.
That I've known my whole life. I haven't talked to him in like 10 years.
Okay.
And he's making a website for me. And he was asking the same question. And I was like, I guess the way people describe my comedy is alt comedy. But like, I don't set out to do that. Like, I don't like, I didn't grow up, like, I'm not like a comedy nerd who's trying to get the structure right. Like, if I think something is funny, I say it.
I don't like how you said that.
What? No.
But dog, you know, some people be looking at the joke form sometimes, dog.
No, I respect that. It's not even that, like, okay, I respect anybody doing the work. For real. I do.
You sound so not believable. Yeah, I respect whatever.
No. I do. It's just, okay, here's my problem is I actually can't do that. Like, I can't do that. And what I can do is have one funny sentence here, one funny sentence there, one funny sentence there, and then look at 100 different funny sentences and Frankenstein them together and be like, this is my rhythm. This is how I'm moving. Like, I can't be like, I'm going to write this thing. Like, sometimes I do, and I actually get some good stuff if I'm like, oh, here's a topic. Now actually fucking sit down and work on it. But so much of what it is like, that's a funny idea. That's a funny idea. That's a funny idea. That's a funny idea. How do I make them one idea? Yeah. Like, that's what I do. I think. Yeah. That's like and I don't think that that's right or wrong. I think it's like, it's just like what I do. I don't know. And it like,
no, I mean, it's fire. Like, thanks, but bro. Now when you're explaining your process, it does feel like, oh, you probably would be super bored by doing a like setup punch. Yeah. Because it's like this time that you're spending setting up. Yeah. You could already be funny in that time.
Exactly. I'm coming in with the AK and just gunning. Like, I can't, like, and like anytime I like try to get personal, I can't help but be like bored. Okay. Where I'm like, it's like, I know this story. How do I entertain myself too? And like, how do I like, or like, there's a part in my hour where I tell like a story about I got stabbed when I was like 19. Dang. Yeah. I was at like a party and I was like trying to break up a fight and somebody like had a knife.
Were weapons already drawn when you tried to break the fight up?
Yes, but I was so drunk that I didn't like, it didn't register. So I was just like moving without like trying to like do anything.
So you went towards the stab.
Yeah, like I went to it. Like I deserved it.
No, you didn't deserve it. You didn't deserve it. You tried to be a hero.
But I don't
Did you save somebody? Did the other person get stabbed too?
No. Hell no. Like 5 people got stabbed.
Oh, dang.
And those guys got arrested the next day.
The guys that got stabbed?
No, the guys that did the stabbing.
Okay.
And they just were like 3 dudes.
Wait, multiple guys had
3.
What were you stabbed with?
A knife. It was
okay.
All
right.
It was like
It could have been a pipe. Could have been a.
No, it was like what are those like knives that like
a box cutter?
No. It was like a real.
Like
knife.
like a Crocodile Dundee. Like a.
It was like a
one
real,
of them.
It was like a real thing, but like so.
Shit.
But like even so, that story, I was like, this is my story. This
hospital
overnight. Yeah. Like
ambulance dropped off.
Yeah, they had to come find me because I tried to go home and like I was like underage drinking, so I was like I don't want to get in trouble, so I was like trying to.
So
get
you
home.
just gonna take the stab home?
I was gonna go to sleep.
You was just gonna go home, be like, "Yo, Uncle Jesse, don't tell nobody."
Yeah,
cousins, like, be quiet.
I was ready to go to bed and like, but like thankfully I forgot my keys. My mom. My mom was out for her birthday.
Okay.
It happened on her birthday. So we went to my friend's house. We were like trying to clean it and it was bad. And then one of my friends was like, yo, Carmen got stabbed. So his parents called the ambulance for me. And the doctors were like, if you were a half hour later, we would have had to amputate your foot.
Dang.
Right. So
what if they say that to everybody so they stay out of trouble?
I guarantee
like, dog, 30 more seconds, dog. Your foot will be gone. Too bad we too nice. We the illest doctors in Chicago, or else you can take them somewhere else.
That's what it is. I truly I was saying that I truly believe that every doctor is always like 1 inch away.
1 inch away.
Yeah,
and you would have been a goner. Dog, I choked on my macaroni. Like this is not the same type of situation. Save the speech.
But anyway, this story, I was like, I should tell, I want to tell a real story.
Right.
And I was like, I never tell this story because I'm kind of ashamed. Because I was like, people are going to think I'm this weird dude that's getting into trouble, whatever.
No, just tell him you was 19.
I was 19.
You don't look 19 no more, Carmen. What you say I was 19, they going to be like, oh, okay, that was a minute ago.
That was a while ago. But
they're not going to be like, oh, dude out here reckless, dog.
Exactly. But it was
where did you get stabbed?
The foot and the thigh.
How?
Because this is what
You kicked? Did you jump in with a hayah?
I don't know. Remember, this is what I thought for years. For years, I thought I brought the dude. I came up. The knife was in my face. This is what I thought. I threw my beer in his face, brought him to the ground, and I thought that's how I get stabbed. I did throw the beer in his face.
Wait, so ground. You tried to do some Three Ninjas stuff? You tried to break up this fight by using your knees? I'm thinking you just trying to pull 2 people off you. You get hit one time. No. Doing moves?
I'm doing I'm not thinking. I'm
drunk
just
moves. You doing a move drunk is crazy.
I'm not thinking at all. But whatever happened, my friend told me, he said he saw it. He was sober. Or maybe he wasn't sober, but he was drunk. He said, that's how I thought it happened. He said that he saw me go to kick the knife out of his hand, and that's when he saw the knife go into my foot. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's wild.
All right, but my point is I can't tell that story on stage genuinely without making fun of it, or being
that's the point. That's the crap.
But the way that I do it is I turn it into, and I don't. Am I spoiling? Whatever. But the way that I do it,
my bad. We don't got to talk about it.
No, I mean it's too late. Whatever. But the way, without spoiling it, I do. My version of a one-man show, your Billy Crystal version, of that incident.
Oh, that's fire!
So it's it's not me telling you the story like I told it. I do a one-man show. It's 7 minutes. Within my hour, acting that out because I was my therapist is you should tell more stories. You have interesting stories.
Yeah.
And I'm it's I can't. Like, I actually physically can't without getting so bored. So then I make fun of it by doing that. And I'm like, I'm gonna try it. I think like this hour that I'm doing right now, I'm gonna like it's just like a lot of jokes. I think if I ever do another, like I'm trying to do a special, if I do one after this, I think I'm gonna try to write all real stories just to see if I could do it.
Dope. Well, Carmen, you already a special in the game.
One in.
You know what I'm saying?
I just watched that shit last night.
Heck
My own
yeah.
special. If you're not watching your own special every week and trying to get better from it, then I actually don't know why.
Carmen had a special they made during the pandemic, outdoor comedy, going outside. It's on Peacock.
It's on Peacock. I watched that shit last night.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you got to clip your shit up. I'm paying somebody to do my TikTok.
Okay.
And I'm sending them time codes.
Baller. My man's not cutting his own stuff up. Okay, he's got a guy. And he don't got to send no files. He's got a guy, and it's like, you get the files. You figure out how to break the law. I just tell you the time codes.
I got you the time
codes. I don't
codes.
tell you how to get it.
Well,
you do what you got to do. Get it done.
I let him pick the time codes initially, and then I was like, I got to pick the time codes.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like where you starting and stopping.
Mm-hmm. He did a pretty good job.
Shout out to the time code dude out there.
Bennett, you get a shout out. Time code boy. I'll tell you what, you do Rob's podcast.
Come on.
My boy's got the snacks.
Hey.
New Orleans kettle style
I'm not
voodoo.
responsible for the snacks. You know what I'm saying? You get what you get. It's the Inconsistent podcast. The snacks might be equally as inconsistent. Don't come here for a specific snack. Come here for a good time.
I text Rob before, and I was like, hey, Rob.
My car did that.
What do you mean?
My car said copy machine.
Oh, I didn't even recognize it. I was moving too fast.
Cool. Well, hey.
I hit Rob up. I was like, yo, you guys got coffee? Working. He's like, you might have to stop at Starbucks, dog.
Well, I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to impede. I didn't chip into the coffee machine.
But that's why I like asking, because I've been to some podcast. This is a nice setup. You go to some podcast and it's like corner of the basement.
Yeah.
They haven't seen water in the house in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
So you got to come correct.
Yeah. You literally in someone's bedroom, but all the cameras are pointing in a way where no one can see the bed, and you feel like a jerk if you bring it up.
Yeah.
That or the host will make it seem like you are the silliest person on earth. Yeah. Like, oh, man, you got such a great imagination. Yeah. All right, Rob. Wait, no. It's messed up back there.
There's some nasty podcast sets out there.
It is. I don't know. I see it, and I see the dedication. I do respect, like, okay, they really, you know what I'm saying? They getting it out of their living space as fire.
I was thinking about starting a podcast, but I'm kind of like, I don't know what I would talk about, and I don't know if I want to do it. You know, like, I think if I did a podcast, the 3 things I'd want to talk about are the process, like of your like Joel Embiid. Of your art form. Like, I want to know, like, for you, Rob, I would want to know, like, Rob, how, when you have a show, before the show, before your hour, like, what are you doing that day?
Oh, what am I doing that day?
And what are you doing?
The
10 minutes before the set.
10 minutes before the set, I'm probably pacing or somewhere, like, walking around getting my mind right. Are you nervous? Right. I'm not nervous. I'm just like...
I get nervous before every show.
I don't consider it nerves. I consider it respect. I respect people's time and their money. Same. Especially, like, you know, the weekends is valuable time. Same. Now that I'm an adult and I see how much free time you actually have versus how much free time you don't have, it's like I respect that time. And I don't want to waste that time.
That's why I only do one opener.
Yeah.
One opener.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'll do a gang of openers to put the homies on, but I don't like it. I do like one guy.
I like when. I mean, if it's a variety show, I'll put like 6 people, 7 people. But if it's my hour, I'll do one opener, 10 minutes. You're out of there. We're starting 10 minutes late. There's 10 minutes of some random shit that happens. 10-minute opener. My hour. You're out in 90 minutes.
I don't like how in LA shows start late. And I much rather...
They start late in New York, though.
I much rather... Right, they start late
Brooklyn?
in New York. But I much rather shows start early, put more people up.
Same.
Than shows start late.
Same.
And like one person gets to go up.
You know what it is I think we start late because we're waiting for more audience to come.
Right.
But we should just set the precedent and be like, yo, if you're late, fuck you. Like, you're going to walk in and you're going to look like a little biatch for getting your La Croix.
But some people want to be late. I hate, this is the text I hate. What time do you go on? You think that you're going to go to a place you've never been before, park, nail it, get there, get seated before a specific time.
Right.
I don't even think like that.
Or like
no one even allows me to operate like that.
Yeah.
If I started to get places when I needed to be there, I would be out of the game. It'd be like Rob's always late.
For sure.
As an audience member, so you think you don't even want to consider the fact that someone else on the show doing the same thing. You know, it's not like I be going to variety clubs and they'd be like, we only got one comedian, one juggler, one dancer, one fire breather.
Right.
Like, if you go up here, you got to do something totally different. No, it's other people doing the same thing. You don't think they could entertain you?
For sure.
You don't think you could sit through it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like people be like, I'm like, yo, when I put out a special, are people gonna fast forward to when I start talking?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what time do you get on? Like it's wild.
Yeah. That's interesting. It is like, I get the question too of like, what time should I be there? I'm like, doors 7.
Right.
Show 7:30.
Right.
Plan yourself. Like,
right.
Why are you texting me day of the show? Like, I have my day of the show is planned. When I do my hour, I got my day planned.
I like this person that they'll text you, hey, I'm here. I'm in line right now. And it's like,
why are you telling me that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? You want me to join you in the line?
You got anywhere from 40 to 170 other people there. Like, why?
Right.
Like, you gotta like give the person space.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly get when people don't do all that and they just be there, the coolest. They get the coolest energy from me.
Who did that? Who did that for your hour?
You did.
You didn't even know I was gonna come. Nothing.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought you was gonna bounce.
Pulled up.
Yeah, stayed the whole time.
Oh yeah. Came a little bit during Jordan's set, but I was coming from another show.
I mean, I don't even mean that for comics, though. I just mean that for like
Audience,
people who are like,
oh yeah, that's the best.
Never come to see you. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like, or people like you're in their town one time, and then they're like, you know, like people who come all the time. You come all the time. You know, like you might see something you've seen before. You might see something that you haven't seen before. You might have preferred a previous way that I did something. And, it, you know, we might be learning at the same time, oh, the old way is better. You know?
Do you got a favorite? I feel like this is like I feel like I'm asking a lot of questions.
Nah, take over, dog. Take over.
I feel like this is my...
Nah, you got a problem?
Yeah.
You got a problem?
This is my, like, kind of like workout to see if I'm going to do my own podcast. But I am genuinely, I'm like curious, like, what... Do you have like a favorite 1 or 2 stand-up special ever?
Yeah, of course.
Which one? Which ones?
Richard Pryor. Live in concert.
It's the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Patti LaBelle's his opener.
Right. Did you
She's
notice?
not in the special. People acting a fool. If you ever seen Patti LaBelle perform Go on YouTube, watch Patti LaBelle kick her shoes off, roll around on the ground. In the 70s, Patti LaBelle was a problem.
Yeah.
People had been they was on drugs, like thinking they about to see a comedy show. They see Patti LaBelle, their minds is blown. They go into intermission. He comes out. They not ready. He has to wrangle them.
Yep. And I think that special is an hour and 10 minutes. And I think that first 10 minutes of him wrangling them went so well that they kept it. They probably weren't going to. He's just doing crowd work. He's like getting in your seats, calling people ugly, being like, that guy's stealing your seat. He's fucking around. He does an impression of like 7 different types of white people in the first, it's so good. It's so funny. I feel like they would have been like, it worked so well that they were like, let's just keep it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know. Do you know?
I don't know. I mean, I know it was well produced. I think it's the first special with the walk-in. The first special where you see him like get out the car and like walk in the building and all that. Wow. I think that's the beginning of that. But yeah, no. I mean, the bits are fire. The performance is fire. The moments is crazy. And then
you know what I was thinking about is like, this is like one of my favorite parts of that special is like when and it's not even the most funny to me, it's the most interesting to me, because when he keeps doing the bit where like the monkey is fucking him in the ear, it's like the and then he's like, and then the horse, it's like the I'm like, to work that, because I heard like you read that like he would walk audiences at the store all the time, and I'm like, when he was developing that bit at the very beginning, I wonder if it was like always funny or if it was just like atrocious to watch, that people were like, I can't handle, like he had to build up this
you guys say he's a legend. He's up there doing a monkey thing. Can I get my money back?
He does it so many. He does it like 6 times.
First, this guy's talking about he used to be a weatherman, and now this guy's doing monkey noises. I'm out of here.
But you know what I mean? Like if he's coming in all fucking coked up and drunk and he's doing the they're like, he's probably not doing it with any sort of polish. He's just up there. He might have just thought it was funny.
Now you gonna sit on this podcast and say that a coked out Richard Pryor is unpolished?
No, I'm just, I mean, absolutely. But like, that doesn't mean it's not funny.
I think that's a star.
I don't think
I think you would be lucky to see a coked out Richard.
I would pray to see a coked out Richard. I would love to do coke with Richard Pryor. I would love it. Would. You wouldn't do coke with Richard Pryor?
I've never done coke, so I don't know if I would want to start with
Richard walks in
Richard
right
Pryor.
Puts out a little bag. You probably do a little coke. You're not going to do one little line?
Nah. I can't start with Richard Pryor.
Oh,
that's a down that never goes back up again. If you start with Richard Pryor, that first of all, Richard Pryor is not. He died in like what 05?
Yeah.
So it's just like, yo, there's a lot to be discussed before I'm just sniffing anything that somebody comes through. What do you think he's gonna walk in like 80s Richard Pryor?
I mean, I'm just like, I'm picturing Prime Pryor. I'm picturing
Pryor.
I'm picturing Prime Pryor. He puts out the bag. I'm hitting it with him, and I'm probably gonna annoy him, and then he's gonna like leave. I'm gonna just, because you start talking, I ask him questions. I'm like, oh, I love the thing you did, and then he's like, this dude sucks, and then he would bounce. That's what he'd do to me. That's what he would do. He would bounce.
What if I hit it and then he just starts laughing at me uncontrollably and like leaves? Now I have that in me. Every time I go somewhere in this city that he used to be at, I'm thinking about the fact that this dude just cracked up in my face and bounced.
Yeah, I don't think that's how coke works, though. That's not how coke
I have no
works.
clue.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, so mine, Richard Pryor Live, you know who put me onto that like years ago is Daniel Simonson. He said that's his favorite. Shout out to Daniel Simonson. That was his favorite. And then I watched it and I was like, damn, I think this is my favorite now. But now one of my favorites is the Stephen Wright special. I think it's from 1979. And
wait, what?
Have you seen it?
I know I bought a pony.
I think
the
that's
album.
Is that from? We might have to look it up. But I think it's from 1979.
But I didn't know he had a special.
Oh my god, it's on YouTube and it looks like shit. Like the quality's garbage, but it's like it's incredible. It's mind blowing because it's like have you seen it? No, it's like dude, it's just jokes. I mean, obviously,
no, Stephen Wright is the opposite of what you say you love. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean,
like
the
that
opposite?
That he's all set up punch. He's pure jokes. There's no I think he's talking to me. It's like no. But joke.
But that's
joke,
but that's what I try to do is joke. I just have a different way of doing it. His way is so impressive. Like I would love to learn how to do it like that. But the thing that I took away from it most is like he'll be doing like it's just like two completely different thoughts back to back, and it's just smooth.
Yeah.
Different thought. Frankenstein together. Mm-hmm. So that's like what I'm like. Oh. So I'm like, it's just like he's just like it doesn't matter. I'm sure he has themes like in like that he follows, and I try to do that too, or like like group up like ideas. But ultimately, it's just like joke for fucking 50 minutes. It's so good. It's like mind blowing.
That's fire.
And it's like what? How long ago was 79? What is that? 89, 99, 09, 19? It's over 40 years old and it holds.
Because I bought a pony like 82, something like that.
Yeah,
so,
I wonder, and
that thing's like 40-something years old.
Yeah, and I wonder if I'm stupid and I'm talking about like. See, here's the other thing: is like I know that there's probably like a stand-up listening to this, and like, how does he not know that? Like, I'm just like I feel like I'm relatively new to stand-up. Like, I've only been doing stand-up for like 5 years, so I never like studied stand-up. What? I never like studied stand-up. I've been doing comedy for like 14 years, but I was doing improv and sketch.
And,
like, writing shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But so like stand up is like I'm like studying stand up in a way that I never had. I'm
gonna look for this Stephen Wright special.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy good. But I know there's like you probably got like straight up comedy nerds. And I don't think that's not an insult.
Hey, don't do that to my people. We straight up nerds about whatever, dude.
But that's not a bad thing.
If it's nerds about beating up somebody, you know what I'm saying, then we nerds about that. You know what I mean?
But nerds isn't bad.
If it's nerds about elbowing billionaires at Suns games, then we nerds about that. You know what I mean?
Joker?
Yeah.
Who do you got? This is my podcast now. Who do you got?
Who do I got?
We got Denver. Mm-hmm. We got Lakers. Mm-hmm. We got Miami. We got Boston. Mm-hmm. Give me each series game. How many games they go in? Who's winning?
I want it to be Lakers Heat, so that the bubble will be certified. You can never hate on the bubble again. Mm-hmm. And then
I feel like it's solidified now.
It would be a rematch. LeBron would actually have to face the Heat in Miami, maybe put the headband on one time. That might be crazy. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Butler would have to like come to LA and be on the biggest stage in the world. Mm-hmm. That would be crazy. Mm-hmm. Also, I don't want to see Jason Tatum. Yeah. I don't want to see that dude.
You don't like him?
I don't want to see him. No, I do like him.
He's scary.
And I'm not supposed to like him. He's on the rival team. Mm-hmm. Your man out here doing cool stuff. Mm-hmm. Your man out here winning me over.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
It's really good.
Don't like it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, keep him far, far away from this year's finals.
He's scary.
He's
young.
Also, don't love Denver. Jamal Murray's cool. Aaron Gordon deserves something.
I'm not a big Aaron Gordon guy.
Can't rock with MP3. Michael Porter Jr. MP2.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Can't rock.
I like Caldwell.
Can't rock
Pope.
with that dude at all.
I like Caldwell Pope.
Like Kentavious, but guess what? He got a ring as a Laker. He'll be good.
Yeah.
Like they coach. They coach a whole lot. Mm-hmm. Malone, funny, like his attitude, like his fire. That being said, Ham, let's do it.
Yo,
let's do it.
I feel like
the craziest story. They went from the play-in. Come on, man.
I feel like I might. No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I think that if I had to see one guy win a chip, it's Jimmy all day. I was so mad when the Bulls traded him for Levine. I think you build around an all-star and somebody as gritty as Butler. Like, I know his career. Like, I watched him, and I was like, this guy's so fucking good. He's just got that thing in him. And so I want Miami to beat Boston. I think Boston will beat them in 7.
Oh, again?
Yeah. I think
2 years in a row? That's crazy.
I don't know who's going to win Denver and Lakers, but I'm going to say Denver in 7. We got Miami, Denver. I think what probably is more realistic.
Miami, Denver's nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty. Ratings, sad.
Exactly.
Ja, get back on live. The ratings are
at the end
terrible.
At the end of the day, we live in a capitalist country.
Come on.
And the NBA is a business. And they want nothing more than the Lakers Celtics. And they need a new face for the NBA. And they're going to watch King James hand over his crown to Jason Tatum. And that is the face of the NBA for the next decade. And they want to do it on the biggest stage ever to protect the bag. Because the world doesn't know Tatum yet.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's what's gonna happen.
I can see that. I can see that being a storyline. Tatum's only 25.
I know, and he'll be the next 10 years. Boom, they like him.
Yeah, he might be able to give you another 10 years.
He's been in no trouble.
Mm-hmm.
He's Scotch clean. Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of tape he got.
What tape? Yeah, you think it's a sex tape?
No, I'm talking about his Scotch tape.
Oh yeah, tape. Well, I don't know because I was thinking tape like Ja with these guns, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm not even like when Ja the first time I said this on the last podcast. The first time Ja got in trouble with the guns and beating up that kid, I was like, I think I like Ja more now.
Right.
Because I was like, he's just human. Everybody just loved him. And now this new gun shit, I'm actually just worried because once you start flashing guns, you start attracting the wrong like haters around you, like people that wanna, like,
it becomes
puff their chest.
Not even about basketball at all. It becomes about something totally different.
There's like people that want to prove that he's not who he is.
Right.
So then you end up just getting this like I'm just like worried. I love this guy and I don't want him to get hurt. You know what I mean?
You love Ja?
I love Ja. Yeah, I love Ja. You love Ja?
I mean, I'm cool with Ja. I don't know if I love him, you know.
Well, I mean, cool. I don't love him. I'm not trying to marry
you
him.
love him, dog. No, you love Ja.
I don't love him, but I like him.
You love Ja.
No, I mean, I love Ja's game.
Okay.
I love Ja's game.
Okay.
I don't love him. Like, if he met
Ja's
me...
game got you.
If he was here, I don't know that he would like me.
You don't think so?
Let me think. Yeah, he'd probably like me, but he'd forget me, like, right away. He'll come in,
dude,
do the podcast, bounce.
You can't take that too personal. Ja's meeting a lot of people every day.
Yeah,
it's people doing the gritty in that man's face every day. He might forget you. Might take a couple times.
You know what's funny though is like, you know when somebody like forgets you, who's like maybe you like kind of like think is cool or you look up to them, and you're like you take it all salty, but like I forget so many people.
Right.
You know, there's like two sides to it, and you forget. But we all need to be a little bit more less precious with remembering people. Mm-hmm. It's just part of the life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carmen, what's your favorite color sky?
Blue.
Blue?
How about you?
I like a sherbety.
Ooh,
like a
I didn't know that was an
sunset,
option.
You know,
I didn't know that was an option. I gotta go with that one. I gotta go with that.
So basically, They sued Oprah. Oprah took the show down to Texas.
Oh.
And so did some episodes from Texas, won the court case.
She took it down there because that's where the trial was?
That's where the trial was.
Wow.
And like Primary Colors was coming out. She interviewed John Travolta and the cast of Primary Colors.
Wow.
Like there was some of the guests when she went to Texas.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
So she took the show from Chicago to Texas just to prove a point.
Just to prove a point. Yeah. So brought them some business. Brought them some but hey, won that case.
I'm just saying, like, all right.
So you got to get them lawyers that took that L in '98 if you trying to take down Oprah.
I'm not trying to ever take down Oprah. I'm never trying to go after Oprah.
Right.
Like,
no, me neither. I love Oprah.
I love Oprah. And I think of her, she's cool as fuck. You watch her on like Letterman in the 90s. She's like looking cool, or 80s and 90s. She's like looking cool.
They had a feud over that.
Yeah.
That's what they feuded over.
Yeah. But then she came back. They made up, right?
They made up in the 2000s. Yeah. But like when she came on, he did Letterman in Chicago. She said the crowd was rowdy, and it was a different element. It wasn't the Chicago that goes to the Oprah Winfrey show. It was like the Letterman guys, but like in Chicago. So they probably been drinking and they came through and they was yelling and stuff. And they said she said he was riling them up. Yeah. Also, he made fun of her name at the Oscars.
What did he say about her name?
He did this bit where he was introducing Uma Thurman to Oprah, and he kept being like, Uma, Oprah, Oprah, Uma, Oprah. But like he did it like a little too long. Yeah. And then it like the whole crowd kind of was turning on him like, dang, dog, that's all you got is the Uma Oprah? Like you ain't got no other, you ain't watch no other movies or nothing?
Yeah. That's not that good of a bit. But
shout out to David Letterman. That's a legend. You know,
I met and worked with David Letterman.
Did you know I didn't know that.
Are we done?
I mean, we not done, but you could tell the story of you working with David Letterman, and then tell the people, you know what I'm saying, where to find you, what tell them about your live show at the Allegiant Theater in Los Angeles, California.
I'm down. All right. My hour, May 25th, at the Allegiant Theater. Please come to it. It's good. I guarantee you'll like it. If not, I guarantee your money back. I promise that.
Okay, we giving money back.
If you don't like the show, money back guaranteed.
All right.
Hit me up. This is like the coolest thing, I feel like. It was like, all right, it was during COVID.
Okay.
It was for the Emmys.
Okay. The Emmys from home where they had to the spacemen give the Emmys out in your yard.
Yep.
Okay.
Kimmel was hosting, and Kimmel was like, I want to do this bit with Letterman. Let me see if he'll do it. And then
Kimmel obsessed with Letterman. For the people at home who don't know, Kimmel is obsessed with Letterman. Had a cake that said late night for one of his birthdays as a kid. His license plate, vanity plate, said late night on it. He was obsessed with late night with David Letterman.
Yep, 100%.
He cried when Letterman retired. And he only cries normally when it's like serious family stuff.
Yep.
But he also cried when Letterman retired.
Yep. And so Kimmel was like, he hired this dude, Whit Conway, to direct the segment. And Whit had shot a short film with me called Killing It.
Okay.
And Jimmy Kimmel saw that short film, and that's how Whit started kind of working with him. He directed it, and he liked it. And so Whit's on it, and then there's a part in it. He's like, yo, I don't want to do casting. I'm going to tell Kimmel we should use you. And then he hits him up. He's like, hey, can we use Carmen? He's like, who's Carmen? He's like, from Killing It. He's like, oh yeah, he would be perfect. So I'm in this sketch. I'm in this little bit with Letterman, and the bit is basically, it's crazy, dude. So I get there on set, it's all COVID and shit.
Yeah.
And I get there, and the bit is basically, I'm an Uber driver, and I kick him out. We're in the countryside, and I kick him out of the Uber. And then he gives he announces who's nominated for whatever. I kick him out of the Uber.
Yeah.
And so when I get there, they're like, hey, dude, this is the car you're going to drive. By the way, there's a stunt. You have to pull this clutch and slam the brake, and the car's going to slide into frame. I was like, what? This is like a actual, like you need a stuntman. The guy directing it directed some Fast and
Yo,
Furious
you
shit.
doing a J-turn?
It was like, bro, whatever it was, I'd never been more focused in my life because I was like, I cannot be the man who kills David Letterman.
Yeah.
Like, I'll Steve Bartman myself.
Because the whole point is you to swing the bat.
Exactly.
So if you swing the back too crazy,
exactly,
Letterman in the back.
Right. So I never been more focused in my life. I was like, I can't kill Dave. So I'm like, we're driving, I hit the brake, pull the shift, and I like figure it out. But like, there's like this much space between the camera. So you got to stop here. Don't kill those people either. And just like, and then swing in. I was like, people were like, where's the stunt man? And they're like, he's doing it. And I was like, I don't know if people like what the deal was. Like somebody didn't do their job. I should not have been doing that. Or I should have been getting paid more.
Yo.
And I learned how to do it, whatever. We go away from set. I'm practicing without him. Then the bus drops us off back at set. I like see set and I see Letterman. I'm like, oh my God, he's tall as fuck. He's taller than everybody. Show up. I didn't say anything. And then the director introduced me. He's like, Dave, this is Carmen. You're going to be working with them. Shake hand. Hey, hello, Dave. You know, and he's like, and so you're going to be driving. He's like, you know, you got this. You know what you're doing. I was like, yep, we've been practicing it already. We're good to go. He's like, good. You know, like he's like a little worried too. And then, so we do it, and he's like, I'll show you the clips. Like I have like, there's like 10 takes, and it's just like, I'm like, get the hell out of my car, blah blah. We're improvising, and he's like, yeah, just we're winging it. Like I'm just kicking him out of the car and throwing like pieces of garbage at him. And so we do it once, kick him out, and then I drive away. Then I drive back to. Then I see him walk into the car after the first take. I see him in the rear view. I was like, fuck. I don't know. Like I just improvised with David. I don't know what happened. He knocks on the window. I roll down. He's like, it's like that was just perfect. If you could just, that was beautiful. If you could just do it like that every time, we're golden. That was just great. I was like, I felt so good.
Yeah.
And then like, I was like, you know, the car was small. So we did it like 10 times, me just yelling, improvising at Dave. And I'm just like looking at his hand, and he's like got an old hand. I'm like, that's fucking David Letterman's hand. You know what I mean? And then I'm like trying to small talk with him, but like I know he's like a little edgy because it's Letterman, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's going a little bit fine, you know, we're talking about like, you know, the neighborhoods in Brooklyn where I live, whatever. And then I made some comment, like something like, you know, I was just trying to like be cool or some shit. Like he was like, I was like, yeah, that guy did, you know, the director did the Fast and Furious. And it's like, and I said something stupid, like, yeah, those aren't the, you know, not the best movies, but, you know, and he's like, hey, a gig's a gig. And I was like, yes, you're right. A gig's a gig. That's a, you know what I mean? I was like, fuck, what am I doing? I like Fast and Furious. Why am I trying to be cool?
Throw the family under the bus for Letterman?
I don't know.
You just met Letterman. You gonna throw the Toledo? What they called?
Oh my God, I don't know what I was thinking. I felt so bad. I felt so stupid.
Toronto?
I felt so stupid. And then I'm like thinking, and I'm like, now Dave hates me. Fuck, that was perfect. But you know that thing where sometimes
Dave messes with the family.
But
that cut deep. David Letterman's favorite movie, Too Fast, Too Furious.
But like, and the other thing about it is like, like I think I was doing that thing where, you know, when you like, you're like new friends with somebody and you try to find out what you can talk shit about.
Yeah.
You try to figure out what you could talk shit about, and he was like, yo, we're not that close yet. That was him being like, slow down.
Yeah,
buddy.
dog.
We're not friends.
Because he knows you would, next time Fast and the Furious comes around, you're going to be like, yo, Dave don't even rock with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he don't need that out here in the streets. So he's like, yeah, hold up, little buddy. A gig's a gig. You'll see one day they gonna call you now that you got these little driving skills, and you wish you could work on the set of the Fast and the Furious.
Bro, we're in a
You wish you could be a Uber driver in the Fast and the Furious.
We're in a strike. I'm desperate for work.
Yeah, come on, dog. Yo,
desperate. But I feel
Fast 11, holla at your man Carmen. Your man can do the clutch thing. You know what I'm saying? David Letterman alive and breathing. Because my man Carmen out here, he got skills. Holla at him.
Yeah. Not a perfect experience. Threw somebody under the bus and made myself
Disney,
like
y'all doing a new Love Bug. Holla at your man.
Yeah.
Your man, you know what I'm saying? Herbie. Your man could drive Herbie.
I could drive Herbie.
Yeah.
I could drive it. I could do it all.
DC, y'all need somebody to drive the Batmobile? My man could drive the Batmobile. I know it. I know my man could drive the Batmobile and park it. A lot of people could drive the Batmobile. A lot of people can't park that. You know what I'm saying? Get no flames on no poles or nothing.
Good parallel parker.
Come on, man. Your man ill on the parallel.
Mm-hmm.
That's been the Inconsistent Podcast. Where can people find you, Carmen?
You can find me on social media. Follow me on the gram, Carmen, yes, Carmen. And that's where I post my tour dates. I'm going on tour. Dates coming out soon. Doing my hour at the Elysian in LA, May 25th, 7:30. Don't text me before and ask when I'm going up.
Yeah.
Chelsea Peretti's opening. That's kind of cool.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
She's dope.